We're going to stop here at the acequia for a moment. When we were up at the dam just a few minutes ago, and we haven't come far, you'll see that the river behind the dam is much higher than the river down in the water down in the river. So it's been sent over through the sluice, and it's coming right down this ditch. And this is the mechanism, the acequia madre. Acequia means irrigation ditch. Madre, this is the mother of the ditches. This brings the water in that then will feed the other smaller ditches to the field. This has been the lifeblood of the village, and it's one thing that drives a social interaction at the village as well. The irrigation ditch must be maintained, and each person in the village that owns irrigated land must provide a certain number of workers called peones anytime there is a work day called. There are two types of work days. There are general maintenance and repair work days, maybe to fix some rocks that have fallen in the dam or deal with a particular problem. And then once a year there is what's called a ditch cleaning or limpia, in which all the landowners must come and bring the number of peones that equates to the amount of irrigated land they have. And this ditch is cleaned out of sediment every year. The water, as it comes out of the mountains and across this part of New Mexico, picks up a lot of sediment from the soil. And as the water enters the irrigation ditch, it slows down. The amount of sediment that water can carry is a function of its velocity or speed. And so as the water slows down in the irrigation ditch, sediment begins to settle out. Today, I'm quite amazed, the water is very, very, very clear. And this suggests to me that there's not been very much recent rain in the basin, or it would have picked up the sediment and been cloudy and dirty. And this probably represents snowmelt primarily from the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. It's very clear, you can see the bottom of it, and it's very pretty. So when they do the limpia, about 2 weeks beforehand, the mayordomo, and that is the person who is elected from all the landowners to be the boss of the ditch, the mayordomo comes up and shuts off the sluice so no more water runs through the ditch. And about a few days before the limpia, the ditch cleaning, the mayordomo comes along the dried out ditch and walks in 10-pace increments, and his assistant turns over a scoop of dirt. So for the entire length of the irrigation ditch from here down through the village, the mayordomo marks off about 10-pace increments, and those are individual persons' workspaces. And people here work in groups. Maybe a family, 4 or 5 people would work as a group. Some people who are friends would work with the group. There is local conflict in the village, and so some people don't want to work with others, so everybody has their own self-selected group. If there's a group of 5 people, they will get 5 of those spaces, those 10-pace spaces, in which to clean out. They use flat shovels to scoop out the sediment, and they throw it up on the side. That's what makes this so high right here. This is years and years of sediment being scooped out and put here. And so that raises the wall, kind of protects it. And so each of the 5 people work their length, scooping out the sediment. And when it's clean, they call for the mayordomo. The mayordomo approves it's clean. Those five people get up and move upstream beyond all the other groups of people. Depending upon the number of people who are here, it could be quite a distance up. And so they work in these groups, the mayordomo approves their work, and they continue to work until the irrigation ditch is clean. Now, this is really the only form of government in the village, and it's a government in which the power is held only by the owners of irrigated land. And they vote to choose the mayordomo, and they're responsible for providing the labor. Because of conflict in the village between various individuals, there's often a situation in which people are angry or unhappy with other people. They're not visiting. They're perhaps just not getting along. And so with the irrigation ditch, they must come together to work together, cooperate to make this ditch work each year. And so that's why, if the conflict is existing, working in individual self-selected work groups avoids any kind of additional conflict breaking out. After the ditch is clean on that ditch cleaning day, then there's a big party, and there's all kinds of food. People have barbecue and enchiladas and green chili, and there's beer and there's music, and it's quite a big holiday festival time, and everybody pretty much gets along. And other days when work is called, it may be to repair the ditch or take some rocks out of it. So if people can't come to those days, or if they cannot come to the limpia, then they must pay a certain amount of money to compensate for the peones they did not provide for labor. So we'll move on up the acequia and look at some other points of interest.